Hey guys, today I want to talk about maybe a subject that might be kind of hard for you guys to talk about, maybe something you've had experience with yourself, but we get a lot of calls and I hear so many crazy stories about people that get in trouble on their mules. Maybe their mule has ran off with them or bolted or spooked or bucked or any number of things, and the rider, the first instinct is to jump off. We've had a lot of friends that have dealt with this issue, and I've heard so many stories about it, but in my experience, the folks that do this, the folks that are jumping off when they get in trouble, are way more likely to get hurt. I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen people get their heads stepped on, and I've seen people get hurt, and all sorts of crazy stuff that I really don't want to see again. And I hear stories that I never want to hear again, but it reminds me of something that I learned in college. I rodeoed in college for my coach. His name was Louis Fields, and I remember one of the very first practices we went to, him telling us something that I've never forgotten. And I rode saddle bronc horses in college and stuff, so I remember the first thing he said, the first practice, he said, okay guys, come gather around. We gathered around, and he said, hi, I want you guys to remember something. I want you to stop trying to stay on these horses. And we're thinking, like, what the heck is he talking about? Stop trying to stay on these horses. Isn't that the whole idea? And he said, I want you to stop trying to stay on them, and I want you to start riding these horses. Stop trying to stay on, start riding them. And he went on to explain it, how when we're in the frame of mind of just trying to stay on and just like hang on, and this also goes along with the jumping off, but just staying on isn't good enough. We need to ride them and be proactive about riding these animals, and don't just try to hang on, and definitely don't try to jump off. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. Is, I get a lot of questions. People ask me, what do I do when they're troubled? I'm worried, I'm scared. What do I do when they're bucking or something? And that's the best I can do to offer is, you guys be proactive and ride these animals. Ride them how you know how to ride them. Try to get to the feet, try to move those feet, stay in the middle. If you guys go to jump off or something, you're so much more likely to get in trouble, even if you're just doing your best to ride that animal, and maybe it does buck you off. Most folks that get bucked off, I'm not talking about everybody, because I've seen some terrible wrecks, okay? But most folks that just get plain bucked off, like legitimately bucked down, usually get checked far enough away that the worst thing that happens to you is just hitting the ground. But those of you that are trying to jump off your mules, or bail off, or whatever, or slide off, whatever it is you're trying to get done, more often than not, you guys end up under those feet. You end up on the bottom of that mule, and life is not good down there. I've been there way too many times, so you want to keep that in mind when you're doing those things. When you get in trouble like that, try your best to ride that mule as best as you can. Be proactive. Think ahead. Think about what they're doing and what you can do to redirect those feet, rather than just trying to sit through it or trying to give up. So those are just some thoughts for the day, and hopefully gives you something to ponder on a little bit. I know there's different scenarios for so many different things, but I've just seen so much danger come out of folks that just bail off. It should not. Try to change your instincts. If that's what your instinct tells you immediately, is to jump off, try to power through that and change that, because just jumping off gets you in so much trouble. So hope you guys never have to deal with a situation like that. But if you've done a poor job at getting that mule broke, and you find yourself in a situation like that, hopefully this little talk will help you. Ride the mule. Don't just stay on it. Don't just jump off. Ride the mule as best you can, and hopefully you get through it. Have a good day.